Hello and welcome to this tutorial where we'll be learning about tables. First thing, we are going to duplicate this. This is our 16th tutorial. No. Of course, 16th, and I'm just going to name these tables. So we are going to replace that, and I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm just going to copy these two and have it in this, where we have a container class and boom, end of coding. Okay, so this is going to be tables in Bootstrap, and guess what? The first thing we are going to do is discuss about what a basic table is in Bootstrap. So to create a table, of course, we need the table item, and inside the table item we can have the t head and the table body, so which is represented by t body. Inside the table head we can define all the items. So we first define a row, table row, and inside the row we need a table head item. I'm going to have 3 of them. So let's say this first name, second name, and then this is email. Then if I save it, it just appears as this. If I actually want these items to be represented properly in the table body, I also need to have a table row for each item, each row item. So the first is table head. This first name is Wafula. Then so this item corresponds to this. The second item, Wanyama. And then sorry about that. Then the last item is email, which is wafula@email.com. sorry. So if I save it, it goes to the browser like this. Looks gibberish, and I can actually copy several of them. Another table row, let me just use 2 or 3. It can have the same. I don't really care how it's going to be, but to do basic table in Bootstrap, we just apply the class of table, and voila. If it was unformatted, this, you see, it appears like gibberish, but once we actually apply a class of table, it knows how to format it. Next, we are going to learn about all the table different variants, how we are going to apply in this table. So apart from the table class, we have other table items that we can actually apply, table classes that we can actually apply, and that's what we call the table variants. I'm going to delete that. First, we can actually apply table dark attribute here. If I save it, you see the table becomes dark. I'm going to, this margin top is supposed to be 5, yep, so that we have some proper distance between the two. So table variance, that's how a dark table appears. If I want to probably apply it different colors in different rows, I can actually use different contextual classes like table success. You see, it applies this success there. If it's table info, class of table info, or table danger actually, and here is table info. Save it, it's applied everything, okay, according to the contextual colors which we've learned in backgrounds, alerts, buttons. It's always the same. primary, success, danger, info, warning, and etc. Next, we are going to learn about a striped table and how to apply it. If I'm going to use the default table, let me just copy this, but I don't like the margin, so margin top of 5. Let me just change here as well. So we have here basic table, but I'm going to change striped table. If you want to have a striped table, it's as simple as just applying the class of table striped. And you can see each row is given a different color, okay, which is different from what we had in a basic table. So that's how you're able to apply table striped color. If you want to have a table where every time I hover on different row, I get it to be highlighted like a button or something of that sort, then we use the table hover class. Let me copy this. Then I'll say we want a hover table, so instead of table striped, we can just say table hover, save it, go back. You see, every time I click on each row, I can get, which is not the same with this. If I click on this in some browsers, once you hover on top, you can get a different color. But this one, once I click on each row, I get it to be highlighted. So that's table hover. If you want your table to have borders, then you use the table border. Let me paste it. Bordered table. So table bordered is the class. I'm enjoying this. As you can see, it's well bordered. You can see this one is the hover table is not bordered, but this one is bordered on every side. But if the opposite is also true, if you want to remove such borders, which we can call it a borderless table, then we just apply the table borderless class. You see, no borders at all. And we can apply several classes to it, so we can actually also say here table hover. Save it. Now if I click on any of them, it still highlights. So you're not limited to one. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it about tables. See you in the next tutorial where we're going to speak about breadcrumbs and pagination in general. See you then. Bye bye.